Okay, welcome back, guys. So I realized I need to have showed you that information is actually coming from the database. This 350,000. I just need to show you that to prove that it's coming from the database and it's not just being fetched or being hard coded, because the purpose of these applications is to help us to store our information even when the computer systems go off. These applications, so we need permanent storage of information. That's the entire purpose of a database. So let's see if this information actually is coming from the database. So let's connect. Our database is called profile me.db. User models is our model. So when we scroll to the bottom, we see we have a Tusime Godwin and tuition plan is 350. And also something important to note here is that each time you see a value being in quotes, it's a string, and each time it's a plain value, it's of type number. So this is very important for us because we're going to use it to do calculations, so it's important for it to be of type number. Okay, so our value is coming from the database. So let's come and edit this learner pag file. And once again, it's not very easy for me to edit pag files directly, so I'm going to create another learner.html. That's the one I'll use to create the pag file once again. So for now, let's do something like create a new file in views, create a new file, call it learner.html, put there some boilerplate HTML5, get some bootstrap and enter, get some bootstrap. Don't we have bootstrap here? No. Bootstrap. Get the link. So we have our bootstrap over there. So let's also, instead of serving the pag file for now, let's go and serve the learner.html. So over here, instead of serving the pag file, let's comment this out. Let us serve, let's get this line and copy it since it's similar. Instead of serving the pag file, we're going to serve the HTML file. Then we shall switch back to the pag. So we're not serving student profile, we're serving learner.html. Learner.html, let's put something there. Let's in fact put this entire pag file code, Ctrl+C, then in learner, in the body. So this is one of the major reasons why we use pag, because when we come over here and this time round we try to serve this student Godwin. Yes, so this is the kind of thing we get. H3, because HTML cannot display values from the database, but I just want to use it to display. So for now, let's take this out, H3. Then I'm going to press Ctrl D to delete similar items and replace it with H3, so that when we eventually convert it to pag, it will be able to know that this is an H3. So we copy this and paste it over here, copy it over there, and we refresh this. Okay, so when we convert this file back to pag, this HTML, let's just do it. So when I Ctrl A, Ctrl C, and convert this to pag, HTML to pag, which one? Let's try this. So Ctrl A, Ctrl V, convert this to pag. So it will produce this code to just bring back this pag code is this pag code, which is okay, but I just want to maintain this so that when you're converting we don't get any issues. So for now in HTML, this is what we see. So let's go back in our HTML, since it's easier to work with HTML. So I'm going to add excuse me, I'm going to add a field, label, student ID. So this one will help us to, okay, let's just put a label, input student ID. So student ID, let's give it an H3, H4, this is student ID. So we want everything to be in a form for now, but okay, let's first put input of type text, input type text. Okay, let's refresh this. So we have the student ID over there, and then let's break a line, and then we put amount paid. Let's also make it an H4. So oh, let's call this tuition plan. So this will show us how much money the student has paid so far. So tuition plan, and another input of type text. Let's refresh this. Okay, student ID, then the balance. So this shows the amount of money student has paid, so the next one is going to show the balance. Ctrl C, Ctrl V, including the BR. So here we want to see the balance that the student is remaining with. Then here excuse me, we want to see the installment amount, the amount that the student has paid that day when they come to the administrator. Installment, what can we call this? Installment amount. So installment amount, and then finally we need a button, input of type submit. Yeah, type submit. Let's go through this. Submit. Yeah, this is type submit. So here we say pay installment. Pay installment. Okay, so there we have that. My battery is what? Okay, let's see. So here we have a pay installment. Let's refresh over here. So I'm going to try to rush this. because I don't want to make another recording, so it is getting the bootstrap. So student ID, tuition plan, balance, installments, make a BR. Okay, refresh. So we want to fill in here some values. So from the side of PAG, so we're going to get some values. So here we're going to put value. So this value will be a value from PAG. Also this value, tuition plan, will be a value from PAG. In other words, it's a value from the database. That's why I say value from PAG. But I'm just editing it in HTML. Then the balance will also be a value from our server or PAG. So we put value is equal to blank. Then for this one, installment amount will be a value they enter at that very moment. When the student brings the money, enter the value the student has paid, then click on pay installment. So this is what I want to convert to PAG. Convert, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, learner. Okay, so this is tuition plan. So we want to copy this from here and paste it, Ctrl A, Ctrl V, over here. So let's save this file again. So we comment out this, we comment this one out, and then we uncomment this one, and then select a single student. Let's select Godwin once again. So our PAG file is displaying these records. So here I want to display the student ID, the tuition plan, the balance, and the installment amount. So Daniel, so I'm almost through with this. I just wanted to complete it at once. So over here, to display the student, so we come here in our PAG file, and then we use the backtick character if we want to display a value, a PAG value, inside as a string. So here we're displaying it direct, but here we're displaying it as a string, so we do a backtick. It's called string interpolation. You can do more research about it. So we use our $sign, and then we put x, we put x dot. So when we do that and we refresh this, so it's showing the student ID. So for the tuition plan, let's also do this. To see the tuition plan, Ctrl C, delete this two, Ctrl V, then this is tuition plan over this. So we want to see, then we refresh this over here. Okay, this is the value for the tuition plan. So the balance, so when they click pay installment, we need to set up another route that will show this. Okay, for balance, for right now, let's first leave it at 0. How much of this? Okay, so we need to have a route that's going to process if the student pays, let's say they come with another 300,000, and then they pay installment. So we need to set up, so this is not even inside a form. Okay, we need to put this into a form. So let's get this over here, Control X, let's put it inside the form over here. So this, okay, let me give you water. So here, we're going to create another route. We're going to call it installment So that is the route, the endpoint. Let's give it a method of post. So let's also set it up over here. So let's set it up over here. Router dot post. Then we called it slash. We called it slash installment. So we async rec res, and then we do that. So this route is going to handle this form when it is submitted. Installment post. So let's get this from our HTML and Ctrl A, Ctrl C, convert it to pag, Ctrl V, convert to pag. This is the new code, Ctrl A, Ctrl C. We come to pag. So in pag, Ctrl V. Is this the pag file? Ctrl A, Ctrl V. Let's save it again. Let's click on view. Okay, so it's still showing that. Is it a form? Let's do our developer tools and see if this is under a form. Yes, it's under a form over here. Okay, just having a little interruptions over there, but I think I'll just have to work with my son. Okay, so it is displaying a form. Okay, great. Let's try to submit this form and see what happens over here. So this time round, it's not displaying our values in the form. Okay, when I pasted this, the values of the backtick characters disappeared. Control. So these values disappeared. So let's get this as it is. Control C and keep it over here. So that was for tuition plan. So at each time we convert, we don't have to lose our values. Control C. So each time we convert, we don't lose our values. Control V. Control A, Control C. Quickly convert this. Control A, Control. Oops, I copied it. Copy. Control A, Control V. Paste. Convert, and then take this to pag. Control A, Control C. Control A, Control V. So let's remove this. And that, and that. So over here, when we refresh, okay, suppose at least we get a clue that this information is coming from the database. So when if the student pays 2,000, and we click pay installment, it should invoke this route over here, which is slash installment slash post. Okay, let me stop here for now. I need to charge the laptop, and I will continue the rest of the part in the next video. Bye.